Is a 10-year-old too young to be put behind bars? Right now in Ohio, children as young as 10 can be incarcerated, but that could soon change. Governor DeWine created a juvenile justice reform working group to take a look at how Ohio handles its youngest offenders. The bipartisan group came before the Senate Judicial Committee at the State House with 3 recommendations for Ohio lawmakers.
First of all, is to raise the minimum age for youth commitment to the Department of Youth Services from 10 to 14 years of age. Can you imagine a 10-year-old being sentenced to a correctional facility? Then secondly, it would allow for more judicial discretion when sentencing youth who are adjudicated of a gun specification.
Senator Paula Hicks Hudson is the Democrat co-chairing the working group. She says the 3rd recommendation is to prohibit nonviolent first-time offenders from being placed into facilities.
Trying to keep, our kids out of that system so that they don't become more criminalized.
Hicks Hudson and her Republican counterpart, Senator Nathan Manning, took their recommendations to the Senate Judicial Committee.
But unfortunately, oftentimes when we come out with recommendations, there's no action taken by the General Assembly.
They want action that would give juvenile judges more sentencing discretion.
Juveniles are different than adults. Certainly, many of these, violations or, crimes are very serious, and, incarceration is certainly appropriate, but we want to leave that up to the judge's discretion.
Hicks Hudson says the recommendations are aimed at saving the child instead of incarcerating them. You mentioned the non-violent offenses. Here in Columbus, we've had a serious problem with teenagers who called themselves the Kia Boys, young kids, 14, 15, stealing cars. It's been a real problem. And what we hear from police is we've got to lock these kids up. Are you saying that's not the solution?
I'm saying that what we have to do with young people that are involved in these kinds of criminal behaviors is to give them alternatives, and locking them up isn't going to do that. I think more importantly, not only that the kid, but also bringing that parent along with them or that custodian along with them to figure out what it is to stop that kind of behavior.
Hicks Hudson says the changes are rooted in the belief that children can be rehabilitated and their behaviors can change.
And we have to understand that what you did at the age of 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 should not define who you are at the age of 35. But if we don't intervene sooner rather than later, you're going to have a 16-year-old who's going to spend 2 years in a juvenile system and then be transferred to an adult system because we didn't get to them earlier.
There were 11 members on that committee, including judges, lawmakers, and faith leaders. A public hearing must be held on those recommendations.
Thanks for watching. For more NBC4, download the NBC4 streaming app. You'll get free 24/7 local programming streamed straight to your living room. Just search NBC4 Columbus on your Apple TV, Amazon Fire, Roku, or Samsung device.